What's good, everybody? I am the coach. It's hard to believe, but we have arrived at the final day of May. This is your daily sports betting brand of record. We call it the Early Edge. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all sports betting, and it's not close. And by the way, in the next week or two, we'll be having a little added bonus to SportsLine as well if you are a member. If you're not, use the promo code EARLY. I'll give you 30 days for free. Now, kind of a ho-hum day at the brand yesterday. Wasn't good, wasn't bad, a few check marks. For some reason, the A's have decided they'll have 12 wins, and 2 of them will be in the last 2 days over the first place Atlanta Braves. At least I think they're in the first place. Boy, but the ability to come back the very next day, that's what we have, because we're here every single day, twice a day. And if you haven't watched the early wedge in your feed live right now to get you ready for another designated event on the PGA Tour, the Memorial, make sure you check that out before tomorrow morning. So with all that being said, you know that on Wednesdays, we need a bounce back Wednesday. So I bring my absolute very best that I have. The counselor, Proppy, and Amags is back. By the way, Amags, last night, your Yankees are saving us from the craziness of baseball. That was the easiest sweat, the over, the team total. They were underdogs. We cashed all of that. Good morning.
Good morning, and yeah, it was a great night to be a Yankees fan. And over the last 2 days, it's actually been a really good West Coast or start to the West Coast trip there for them. So glad to see you guys cash the over, the money line, all of that. And now we'll kind of head into today with them once again as an underdog.
Wow, I can't believe it, but we will be all over it. Let's get into it, gentlemen. And we're going to try to change things up just a little bit because you guys know we do fade or follow. You know we normally put 3 games up there, but we're tweaking things a little bit. And we're improving things at SportsLine, but we never want to make my crew have to force a pick. So we're going to let them have a lean. This is not an official pick, but a lean because it's early in the morning. So, Counselor, let's start with you. Why do you like the Rangers today?
Well, for similar reasons as why I've bet the Rangers pretty much this entire season. This is a pretty juicy number. They're at Detroit, but I love the pitching matchup. And again, I love the bats for the Texas Rangers. We've got Joey Wentz, Carson Wentz. I'm not sure which Wentz it is, but I know he's going to get batted around quite a bit by the Texas Rangers. On the other side, it's Dane Dunning, who's coming off the paternity list. So maybe a narrative there, but he's been really good. Replaced Jacob deGrom in the rotation. And since then, I mean, it's an impromptu audition as a starter, frankly. He's been very, very good. So I think he's going to limit the runs. He's going to limit the hits. And we know what Texas does, whether it's a good pitcher or a bad pitcher. In this case, it happens to be a bad pitcher. One quick note. I looked for the first 5 line before this show started. I looked on FanDuel. I looked on DraftKings. They're scared. There's no first 5 line there. You can look at some other books. I even looked offshore just to see what was going on. Some offshore places have it listed first 5 money line at -149. I actually think that's a reasonable number, but I just want to put it out there that this first 5 thing, maybe it's spinning out of control because line's not available at a lot of conventional books for this game in particular.
Some would call it cocky. Some would call it arrogant.
Maybe.
I call it facts. The man not only is moving lines, he's making them disappear. Now, Proppy, I'm coming to you because when somebody as brilliant as you validates another capper's crew member's picks, I better play that right here, right now. Why do you like the Rangers today? First game of the day, by the way.
Yeah, a lot of synergy here with cousin Sia, Coach. I love the Rangers as well. Sia mentioned the pitching matchup. I think this is a big, highly favorable for the Rangers. Dane Dunning taking the mound for Texas. Speaking of props, I like his outs prop today, Coach. You can find that at 15.5 outs. I like the over here. That would mean he would have to go at least 5+ innings and record 5 innings plus 1 out. He's done this in 4 consecutive starts, Coach. He has a 1.5 ERA this month. Detroit's bats are absolutely terrible. I think he's going to go at least 6 today, Coach. So give me the Rangers. Also give me Dane Dunning over 15.5 outs.
Look at that. 2, 3 leans. By the way, see, they're telling us, as they always do, the crew takes care of us, that BetMGM has the first 5. I just looked up the first 5 offshore. Did I say offshore? I meant in my research, and it's -158 see already for the first 5 for the Rangers and the Tigers.
Well, that's very interesting, Coach, because look what just popped up on DraftKings. And I'm telling you, this is in the last 90 seconds. Texas Rangers first 5 looks to be -140. Boy, is that a reasonable number.
Wow.
That's a number I would take. I don't, this is kind of weird. It's a little impromptu. It's something I would make an official play. Texas Rangers first 5 minus 140 there on DraftKings.
Boom. In real time, as I always like to say. Counselor Proppy, thank you very much. Now, Amags, I'm coming over to you. Last night, I had the Reds team total over. I had the over in the game because SportsLine The Sims told me to. And at one point, it was 9-2. And I look up, and all of a sudden, the Red Sox at the time run at third base. So everything came in for that game, including the Reds on the money line. Why do you like them as a dog today?
So there's a couple things with this. First off, obviously, new segment here. So when I saw Sia send his pick in first, I didn't want to go to the same place there. I didn't realize we could do that, actually. So I wanted to give a little bit of a different pick, but I totally agree with the Rangers side there. I think that's a good play. I think the plus 150 here on the Reds is a little bit off, and I think it should be a lower number here. It's the second game in Boston. It's not the final game of a series, as a lot of times we see on Wednesdays. So it's not like they've won 2 and Boston's trying to avoid a sweep. This is the second game of this series here. And this Reds team has hit much better against left-handed pitching. Actually, one of the top 10 teams in OPS over the last month versus lefties. I know Paxton has, he hasn't been bad, but at the same time, I just am not fully convinced on, what he can do just yet. Maybe he can continue to, I would say, develop, but he's obviously an older player. I think that he needs more time to settle in this year. So I'll take the Reds here, and at plus 150, why not take a shot, right?
I hear you. Or if you prefer, I'm just looking up, the run line is minus 128. So plus 1.5 would be minus 128. That's not horrible. That's not horrible. Early edging myself says I already took Texas minus 2 full game. Let me take this one. Don't ever do that. Don't ever, ever, ever lay 2 runs. I don't care what the teams are. Don't do it. These are Major League Baseball teams. The A's beat the Braves 2 nights in a row. That's all I have to say. Don't lay 2 runs ever.
Coach, real quick, one thing with that game, if you didn't want to play that or go somewhere else, I actually already played Texas first half team total over 2.5 at plus money earlier this morning. When that team wins, they jump out to early leads. So I like that play.
Oh, Texas team total, Dunning, Rangers, Reds. Look what we did for you in the first 7 minutes of the show. You're welcome, America. We're always evolving. Now, do you know where else we're going to be all day today? I'll be in the 1 p.m. Eastern hour. We'll be hosting at 6 p.m. Probably where are you going to be tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern?
I will be with you, AB, KD Mox on HQ, Coach.
What? For a full hour? We're going to be there for a full hour tonight.
We're breaking down baseball. We're breaking down Game 7. I am giving out props, Coach. It's going to be absolutely glorious.
Absolutely glorious, as Proppy likes to say. And we're going to be killing it for an entire hour tonight. All you got to do, go to the CBS Sports app. There's those decisions right at the top. Hit HQ, and we will pop up in all of our full glory tonight for a full hour. But we need to promo that, don't we?
Get breaking news.
Big news coming out of the NFL today.
Highlights and instant reaction.
The largest final round comeback in Ford championship history. We're down to the final 4.
I just want to take time to analyze greatness.
Talk winners and losers with a guy who's already a big winner.
CBS Sports HQ. It's all sports all day long.
Diaz says 7 a.m. every morning for this. Let's get it, early edge fam. Somebody lives out here on the left coast with me and Proppy in parts unknown. All right, now, it's time to play a little pick the prop. And I got to tell you, when Aaron Judge goes to Seattle, he just hits home runs. The man is a beast. So his number today, plus 250. Matt Olson, plus 300. The Braves better do something in Oakland. Embarrassing. And Kyle Schwarber, plus 350. Counselor, where are we going today?
Yeah, we're going to go to Matt Olson at plus 300. I love the pitching matchup for one, but more importantly, Matt Olson really has the power here. I mean, it's not necessarily the best hitter's park, but he's hit 3 home runs over his last 3 games. One of those games, a 2 home run game. So I'm going to go with Matt Olson over these other 2 at plus 300.
All right. Amags, talk to me.
Judge has been crushing it the last couple of games. He loves hitting in Seattle, so I would not mind taking him, but I'm going to side with the counselor here with Matt Olson. I've got the hat on. You'll see a little bit of synergy with my pick there in just a little while.
Oh, look at him using our words, synergy.
Yes, sir.
I love it. Proppy, talk to me.
Speaking of synergy, let's make it a trifecta. Give me Matt Olson facing his former team. I also love the Braves today. More on that later.
very staccato from Proppy. By the way, 7 day games and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games that start after 6:40. By the way, the Cardinals have 2 days off. It's the weirdest thing. They have 2 days off in a row after playing 19 straight days. Kind of a scheduling quirk, but that's where they're at. All right, so we've got all Olsons. Kind of like me on the Roger Lodge show today that I have every single week. His best friend is who? Cousin Jesse, who worked with who? The Olsen twins on Full House. See how I did that? See how I bring it all back together? All about me and all the shows I'm on. It doesn't matter. Nobody else matters but me. All right, now it's time to get to our board. It's a bounce back Wednesday, but before we do that, you guys know that we're everywhere at CBS and we're morphing everything together, like right here.
All eyes are on Italy.
Absolutely astonishing.
As the race to qualify for Europe
Huge moment.
all comes down to the final match day.
It's a goal.
Stream every pivotal Serie A match live on Paramount Plus.
Oh, I can't believe that all of these soccer leagues are going away for 2 months. But we will have the Women's World Cup that will be all over every single day right here on the Early Edge. But, Amags, it is Wednesday, and that means one thing and one thing only for you. It's our little Wednesday, what do we call it? The Matinee Parlay? Yes?
It is the Amags Matinee Parlay on Wednesdays, not the Manatee Parlay for all of you Buckets fans out there.
Oh, my God. You had to bring me down this morning. All right, what do we got today, big boy?
So what we got for the Matinee Parlay today, I already said it with the hat, and Proppy's there too, similarly with the Braves, but it's really tough to sweep a team regardless of who they are. But when you're the A's and you're looking to sweep the Braves, I think that there's a near impossibility there. It's baseball, anything can happen, but I'm all over the Braves today. I like them a lot, and I like Matt Olson a lot. James Caprillion has really struggled this season against lefties. Some of the numbers are eye-popping and over 340 isolated power. If you don't know exactly what that is, it is really dealing with the slugging percentage and the total bases that these players are, accruing, especially through the home run and the power department. When you look at Matt Olson, Counselor already said it. He's got, 5 home runs or 3 home runs in his last couple of games here. I think it's 5 in his last 3. He's been on a torrid pace this entire season. We played him for the first whole month there on the hit run and RBI prop over. But he's just continued that pace. And like we said, especially recently, very hot. So out in Oakland, he was traded from Oakland, kind of back home, I guess you would say, right? And they know that they need this win. And Matt Olson being a leader, hitting towards the top of the order and on that left side against Caprillion, I like him to get 1 hit at minimum here and the Braves to pull out the win. We got that minus 110 on DraftKings. I really do think there's not much more to say about the Braves. They cannot drop this game and get swept out in Oakland.
Did you have another play that you liked today as well, sir?
Yeah. Do you want me to jump right into that too? Yep.
I mean, if you want, you are live on the air. So, I mean,
yeah. So,
you can give it
I don't know if you want me to just do the parlay. I'm sorry. So let's jump into a game that we already talked about. Once again, it's an early game. I'm kind of sticking to some of these early games here. And we got Josh Jung. He's going to go over 1.5 total bases. He's also been incredibly hot. But when I'm talking about him being hot, it's 17 of his last 18 he's had a hit. And this Texas team, I think that they can definitely do damage against Joey Wentz, Carson Wentz, whoever it is out there pitching for them today. It really won't matter. Coming from the left side, Josh Jung has an over 1,100 OPS against lefties this year, just been crushing them. And now you get him while he's hot and against the better side of the platoon there. I like that a lot. So Josh Jung at plus money for over 1.5 total bases here today.
Love it. Amax is focused on matinee baseball, and then we'll have the Early Edge and 5 crew focus on the late games. Is there anything else you'd like to say, Amax? I mean, it's your show. It's your time.
It's my show. Jeez. All right. I think that there's a lot of –
It was a joke. It was a joke.
There's a lot of stuff going on in baseball today. So not only early, look towards late. There's going to be some plays coming out.
And I encourage you to follow my man on social media. He is constantly updating his plays, constantly giving you leans. The other day, he went completely against the sniper. You had the A's on Monday night. You explained why you had the Rays plus 260, and it all played out just like you said, but you said it on Twitter. You got to follow my crew members everywhere they are. Turn on those notifications. All right. Now, Counselor, did you want to give your pick out on the show today, or did you want to also wait perhaps till tomorrow?
I actually wanted to make an announcement, Coach. We are 99 days away from opening kickoff. And when I'm on a show with you and Proppy, and perhaps Amags will join us in 99 days or further beyond, I have to let people know that that's 3 months from now, more or less. And I cannot wait for our prop show, and I can't wait for all the primetime shows and all the other shows that are associated with the NFL and some college football too. I just can't wait.
Me either. And I can't wait for your pick today, because I have a feeling that First Five Sia is about to make an appearance on the show.
First Five Sia is going to make a second appearance because we had that impromptu play on the Texas Rangers, but we're going to go to another play later on in the day. Believe it or not, I'm going to be backing Blake Snell, the Padres' first 5 money line, -110 at the Marlins. Now it's Snell versus Garrett. Garrett's probably been the better pitcher this year. Maybe not probably, but the question becomes, is it smoke and mirrors? The last 4 that Garrett has faced in terms of bats, the Rockies, the Giants, the Reds, and the D-backs, not exactly a murderer's row. And for Snell, 3 of his last 4, he's been pretty good, but 2 of those 4 were against the Dodgers. So he's faced better competition over the last 4 or 5 games. So I like Snell in the pitching matchup a little bit, but this really comes down to the bats and specifically the patience of the San Diego Padres. One thing Fernando Tatis spoke to yesterday after their 9-4 win is that they're just taking better at bats. They're more patient. They're channeling Axl Rose. All we need is just a little patience. What does that manifest in? Well, 5 for 6 in the stolen base department yesterday. That's a lot. And 8 walks were issued by the Marlins, 5 of which were by Sandy Alcantara in 6 1/3. That is a lot of walks for a dominant pitcher. Clearly, the Padres have figured something out. It only took them 50 games. So I guess that's the bad news and the good news at the same time. But I like the Padres here. I think they're due for some positive regression. Even without Manny Machado, he's probably not going to join the team for another couple of games. But give me the Padres. They're good against lefties. So are the Marlins. But I think the Padres are the better team here on the road. We're getting a good number. Padres first 5 money line, -110.
And they scored a lot yesterday in Miami, too. They pounded the ball. I always pronounce his name wrong. Alcantara? It's Alcantara?
That's right.
Alcantara, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, he got bounced around. He has not been the same pitcher this year that he's been in years past. But the sports books have not adjusted. And yesterday, the Padres are big underdogs, and they still won the game. Sia, thank you very much. By the way, we've got a lot of Taylors watching the show. One Taylor says, yes, y'all's bread and butter is the NFL. Another Taylor says, they're good at the NFL? Perfect.
Ooh.
No, we're not good at the NFL, Taylor. We are great at the NFL. Other people are good. You come here for the real stuff, the good stuff, like live from parts unknown. Proppy, it's a big day for you. Me and you starting in the morning, and we're going to end it tonight. I'm here for it. I'm ready for it. The floor is yours.
And I can't wait. I live for it, Coach. But yeah, 99 days until the NFL season. So that is so incredibly exciting. Cannot wait until we kick that off. But yeah, I love the theme today. So much synergy on the show. Love the hat that Amags is repping. This matchup, the A's versus the Braves. The Braves have scored 3 runs, losing the last 2 games to Oakland. They are not going to get swept against the A's today. I was looking for ways to attack this. The money line is -230. Had to get a little creative here. So I'm doing my best Sia Nejad impersonation. First 5 Sia. It's first 5 Proppy today. I like the Braves first 5 in this matchup. I think obviously the Braves are going to be ready, motivated. They are not going to get swept. This pitching matchup is advantageous to Atlanta. We've got the young lefty on the mound for Atlanta, Jared Schuster, facing off against Oakland's James Caprillion, who has been absolutely dismal all season long. 8.45 ERA with a 1.88 whip today. I think the Braves are going to come out. They're going to hit him hard early, Coach. I like this first 5 money line quite a bit for Atlanta. So Atlanta's going to roll today.
3:37 p.m. Eastern time. Is that Goose behind you right now?
The one and only.
The one and only Goose. Oh, you talk about the NFL. The Goose parlay is just waiting in the wings. Just wait in the wings. Goose is an incredible. Hey, Max, you know Goose makes his own same-game parlays for football? Did you know
I did not know that. No. I'll have to tail, though. I will definitely have to tail.
It's actually
unintended.
It's actually very, very funny. All right. Taylor says they're the world heavyweight champions of props. Well, that's because Proppy has his own show on Thursdays on Twitter Spaces. I think Grace is going to do that this year with you. What do you think about Amazing Grace and Proppy on Thursdays? I think that sounds pretty good.
I love the sound of that.
Every Friday, me, Counselor, Proppy, Uncle Dave.
Shout out Uncle Dave, Coach.
How about that? We actually got drinks, a couple months ago, right, Sia? Maybe
Yeah.
more than a few months ago. Yeah, but we got to hang out in South Florida. That'd be great. Yes, go ahead, Proppy.
Hall of Famer. Let's put some respect on that man's name, Coach.
Damn respect on his name. Hall of Famer, Uncle Dave. All right, the one and only. All right, grab your paper. Grab your pencil. Here is the recap, courtesy of the Snake on the ones and the twos. The Counselor. Look at that. Hey, Sia, the Rangers' first 5 is on the recap screen. How good is Snake?
Very, very good. Love that play.
Proppy, Braves first 5, money line -150. A little juicy, but Proppy, sometimes the juice.
Worth the squeeze, Coach.
You're damn right. Today's one of those days. Then Amags is on just jump over 1.5 total bases +110. By the way, I got a tweet, and they were asking me, Coach, on the props, can you have your crew say the name of the team? Absolutely. And we're going to start doing that today. This is the Rangers. Then Matt Olson of the Braves and the Braves on the money line. That's a -110. That is his Wednesday matinee parlay. You can get that every single Wednesday right here on the Early Edge. A reminder, live in your feed right now is the Early Wedge, getting you ready for the Memorial Tournament, which starts tomorrow. It's a designated event. The top 5 players in the world all on site in Columbus. All the big boys on site, 120-man field. We got you covered on the Early Wedge. And don't forget later today, Early Edge and 5 at 4 p.m. Eastern time right here on the same channel. And then all of us on HQ at 6 p.m. Eastern time tonight. I told you, it's the Early Edge takeover, one network at a time. And with all that being said, there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, Lobo, Amags, Counselor, Proppy, the Snake, always doing the hard work behind the scenes. This is fun for us. Are you kidding me? I'm the coach, just trying to keep this train on the track. We grind for you so we can win with you. That's what we're all about right here at the Early Edge. Good luck.